and we use when we need to say hay o hay algo aquí.
Okay, when something exists or something doesn't exist, right? Okay, very good. Yes, we were talking about there is and there are last class, and we were seeing some sentences, right? So it says there is and there are to say that something exists or doesn't exist. Okay, algo existe o no existe, algo hay o no hay. So, and we said that we have a singular form and we have a plural form. For the singular form, there is and there isn't in the negative. And for the plural form, we have there are for the affirmative sentences and there aren't for the negative sentences. Okay? So here we have the affirmative, negative, and we have also a question form that we are going to see today. So last class we were looking at these sentences. It says, there is a garden in my house. So remember when we are talking in singular, we can say there is a, okay? Because this article, it is used when we are talking about something in singular, right? There is a garden in my house. Or there is a closet in my sister's room. When we use the plural form, we can say there are many, okay? So we can use many with plurals. There are many chairs, or we can say there are some chairs, okay? And we can use numbers too. There are 3 TVs in my friend's house. So we can use numbers with there are, okay? In the negative form, we said that we can use this form. There isn't a garden in my house. So we use the verb to be in the negative form. There isn't a, okay? And we can say also there is no, okay? We can say there isn't or there is no. There is no closet in my sister's bedroom, okay? And the meaning is exactly the same. El significado es exactamente el mismo. Podemos utilizar isn't or is not, okay? Then we have the negative in plural. There aren't any. We always use any for plural. So there aren't any chairs in my living room. Or there are no TVs in my friend's house. Okay, so we also can use this form. There are no. Okay, let's go to the question form. What do we have to change to make a question with there is and there are? ¿Qué tendríamos que cambiar acá para formar una pregunta con there is and there are? What do you think? How do we form a question? ¿Cómo formamos una pregunta con there is and there are? ¿Alguien? ¿Alguna idea?
Is there a garden in my house?
Again, please.
Is there a garden in my house?
Yes. So we have to interchange, right? We have to interchange. We have to change the position of the verb to be and place it at the beginning of the question, right? Okay, very good. So, for example, is there a garden in my house? So we change the position of the verb to be, right? And there. So we change the position. And we can say too, is there a closet in my sister's bedroom? What about the plural? What is my question in the plural?
For example, are there many chairs in my living room?
Are there many chairs in my living room? Remember that when we have questions, we always use any, right? For negative sentences and for question, remember? So we can say, are there any chairs in my living room? Or we can say, are there any TVs in my friend's house? Okay, so remember, negative, in negative sentences, plural negative sentences, and in negative questions, sorry, negative sentences and question, we use any, okay? So this is in the present, and now we're going to see exactly the same in the past, okay? So what do you think we need to do to change this to the past? So we have in the present, there is and there are, right? What about the past? How do we change this to make a sentence in the past? ¿Cómo podríamos cambiar esto para hacer una oración en el pasado? Porque there is and there are is in the present, right? What about there is?
There were.
There
There
was.
was.
There was, very good, and
There were.
there were, right? So it's exactly the same. It follows exactly the same rules, but the only thing is that we change the verb to be in the past, okay? For example, here we have affirmative sentences, okay? In the 1960s, there was a black and white TV in my grandmother's house. Okay, so in the 1960s, there was, había, right? And here we have, now there is a flat screen in my grandmother's house. So we have here the flat screen. This is now in the present, but in the past, there was, right? Let's talk about the negative sentences, okay? So how can we change this sentence to the negative? ¿Cómo podríamos hacer la misma oración que teníamos, pero en negativo?
There was not.
There was
Has-
not, yes.
There wasn't and there weren't.
There wasn't and there weren't. We are in the singular form now. Okay, so in the 1960s, there wasn't a flat TV in my grandmother's house. There wasn't a flat screen, right? Now, there isn't a black and white TV in my grandmother's house anymore. Okay, ya no hay una tele en blanco y negro. Okay, so this is the negative sentence. What about the question form? We have the question form here. ¿Cómo podríamos hacer una pregunta? With there was.
Was there?
Was there? What? Was there? ¿Qué podríamos decir? Or was there? ¿Cómo podríamos completar la pregunta?
Was there a black white TV?
Very good. Was there a black and white TV in your grandmother's house? Okay. Or we can say, was there a flat screen in my grandmother's house in the 1960s? Okay, so what do you think is the answer for this question? ¿Cuál podría ser la respuesta corta para esta pregunta? What is the answer? Was there?
There was.
Again, please.
There was.
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was. In the 1960s?
No, there wasn't.
No.
No, we answered no. There wasn't. Right? No, there wasn't. Okay, no había una pantalla plana en los 1960, ¿cierto? So no, there wasn't. Okay, let's go to the next one. In the present, we have, is there a flat screen in my grandmother's house? And what is the answer for this question? Is there a flat screen?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is, right? Very good. Okay, so let's go to the plural form, okay? Because all this is in the singular form. There was, there wasn't, and was there. Let's talk about the plural form, okay? So, you said that we have there is and there are, and in the past we have there was and there were, right? And here we have affirmative sentences in the plural form, okay? For example, in the 1960s, there were vinyl discs to listen to music. So, Remember the vinyl disc? So there were vinyl discs to listen to music. And now there are different apps to listen to music in your cell phone, right? So this is the affirmative sentence. There were for plural, right? Habían discos de vinilo. Okay, what about the negative sentence? What can we say about the negative sentence? ¿Qué podríamos decir? In the 1960s, una oración negativa con there were, ¿cómo podríamos decirla? In the 1960s.
In the 1960s, there weren't apps to listen to music.
Very good. In the 1960s, there weren't apps to listen to music, right? Very good. Now, there aren't many vinyl discs to listen to music. There aren't many, right? Okay, so this is there weren't in the past. No habían aplicaciones, ¿cierto? What about the question form? Let's go to the question form. Here we have, were there apps to listen to music in the 1960s? What is your answer for this question? Were there apps in the 1960s?
No,
No, there weren't.
No, there weren't. No, there weren't, right? Okay, so this is in the past. No, there weren't. And here we have, are there vinyl discs to listen to music? What do you think? Are there now? Are there vinyl discs to listen to music? What do you think? Are there? ¿Cuáles serían las
Yes.
respuestas? Yes,
Yes, there are.
there are. Yes, there are, right? So, as you can see, this is the question form in the past. Were there when we are talking about plural, okay? So, we're going to practice this with some activities in your book.